Learners, it's Miss G, your Math Matters tutor from TACC. Today we'll be working on missing side length problems where you have to find the perimeter. And these are perimeter problems that don't come with a grid, right? So when we can see the edges of each square, every unit, rather, it's easy to find the perimeter because you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, the top side, right? And you're going around the rim of this shape, because we know that perimeter, the word rim comes from the word perimeter. So we know what we're doing, but it's sometimes tricky when you don't have a tool like this, right? To count edges or sides. So in today's problem, we are going to use what we do know. We know the side length of the left, we know the side length, the measurement on the right, and the top, and then this measurement up here, like in the armpit of this figure. A figure is just another word for a shape. So when you see figure, you see that word figure on your homework or on the test, it just means that we're talking about a shape, okay? And this is the only figure or shape on the page, okay? My whiteboard. All right, I'm going to erase that because that's not the purpose of the lesson, but I really like to talk about the vocabulary, the words that you're going to see in your classes, because sometimes students look at different words and they feel like they can't do the math because they don't understand the language. And then there are students who just forget about the language and just try to crunch numbers and calculate things, but it goes together. You have to understand the language, the vocabulary, the words, and understand the process, how to solve the problems, the math. Okay, so we're going to use, like I said, the information we know to find the missing length. For example, this side here, we don't know its measurement, but we do know the measurement of the top side. And because they're both horizontal lines, right? So this side is a horizontal line, a line that goes across, and so is this side. We can use this information and this information because we have another horizontal measurement here, and we know that it represents 2 inches. So the IN stands for inches. A lot of us know that already, but I like to, go over it for those who may not. Okay? It's always great to review. It's not going to hurt you. All right. So we have the measurement of 2 inches in the armpit of this figure, and then we have the measurement of 5 inches at the top of the figure, but we don't know the measurement down below. So if you actually take the larger measurement, which is 5, and compare that, or find the difference, contrast it to the 2, you can actually just subtract this 2 from 5 to find out this measurement. So 5 inches minus 2 inches will give us the difference. The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Difference. Okay, so this minus symbol, when you're subtracting numbers, when you find the answer to a subtraction problem, you find the difference. A lot of kids will say, oh, I'm minusing. Well, minus represents the symbol. Subtracting is actually the operation that you're doing. So minusing is actually incorrect. People say, oh, I'm minusing. You're not minusing. You're subtracting, or you're taking away from. You're taking 2 away from 5. Okay, so 5 minus 2, the difference between 5 and 2 is 3. Okay, so now we know the measurement of that formerly missing side length. Okay, so I will now put that information on the board. Woohoo! That was easy enough. So we're going to do the same thing because there's another side that we don't have the measurement for. Okay? And again, I like to erase so that you can concentrate on what's important in this part of the lesson, okay? It's not perfect, but I try to do my best, right? I'm not perfect. Okay, so now we're going to look for the measurement of, let me use red. Look for the measurement of this side here. What's the length? How many inches is it? Well, what do we know? Let's start there. We are looking at a vertical side. So vertical is a line that goes up and down. And I see another vertical side here. So I'm going to use this information, the 4 inches, to help me solve for my missing side. Do you see any other vertical lengths on this figure, this shape? Yep, if you said the left side of the figure, you would be correct. We know that this measurement is 2 inches as well. So we have this. We have 4 inches and 2 inches. Again, when we subtract, we're going to place the larger number first, so 4 inches. We're going to subtract 2 inches from the 4 inches. And I'm being very, very precise with my language because I notice a lot of students, they get confused with the from when you're subtracting. Okay, that term from, they use it in a way that's incorrect. Okay? So 2 inches is being subtracted from, it's being taken away from the 4 inches to find this space, this measurement, okay? Not a space. Space is inside. We're not looking at area, we're looking at perimeter. And we can't even find the perimeter until we know the measurements of all the sides, okay? The length. So this 4, if we take away 2, we're left with an amount. 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2 is 2. And again, let's carry our unit. Do not forget to include your unit. If you do not include your unit, a lot of math teachers will not count your answer. Or they'll give you partial, which is half, or part rather, not necessarily half, some credit. They might give you half a point. They might give you 3/4 of a point, or they might give you 1/4 of a point. Okay, so do you want half a point? Do you want just 1/4 of a point? Do you want 3/4 of a point? Just the 3 in this empty space, you don't have the whole point? Or would you want the whole point? We want the whole pie every time, okay? We want the whole pizza. We don't want to share. Okay, it's okay to share, but you get my drift, hopefully. All right, so yes, we know now that the measurement of this length is 2 inches. Okay, I'm going to, I put that in blue, actually, now that we've solved for it. 2 inches, don't forget, remind me. I'm erasing all of the red. Thank you for your patience, class. All right, so here we have, I'll put it on the, I'll put it here, it's fine. 2 inches. Okay, perimeter. We need to add up all of the side lengths, okay? I recommend writing an equation. Okay, equations have equal signs. Okay, so write an equation. We're going to be adding lots of side lengths. Make sure we check off as we include them in our equation. All right, so I know I'm going to add 2 inches. You don't need to write inches all the way across because it gets kind of sloppy. So just make sure, let's put our unit in. And I'll write the whole word out, inches. If you write IN with a period, that's okay. But I'm doing that because I want to get the whole point on my math test. Okay, 2 inches, we're going to add 5 inches to that. And I've checked it off because I've included it. 4 inches. You can already see my work is getting kind of sloppy. So guess what? Fix it. It's important. You don't want to get confused later and not have enough room. You have an eraser. That's why we do math and pencil, students. A lot of students like to do it in pen. You can, but it's just easier, simpler to correct mistakes when you're not using pen. Okay, so I already know where I've been, and I know what I need to do. Include 3 inches. Check that off. 2 inches. Check that off. Oh, see, I still have to move this equal sign. Getting squishy. 2 inches, I didn't check it off. So notice how I take a breath, stop, and make sure I've included and checked off every part. Now, some people might say, you're done, Miss G. I'm not. There's another side here hanging out in the armpit section. Okay, so that's another 2 inches, and I'll check it off. All right, here, watch me erase. It's okay. It's okay to erase. And now we need to add everything up. Now, if you want to add quickly, or just not even, yeah, it is adding quickly, but use your skills, right? We don't have to just add in order. I noticed that there are many 2s. There are 3 groups of 2, so I can count by 2s. 2, 4, and 6. All right, so I have 6. And then I have 5, 4, and 3. I can just add them the way that I would normally add 5 to 4. I know that's 9. So I'm going to cross these out. I've already done that. I can even cross the 2's out. Done that. And I just need to add 3 more inches. Ooh, don't forget that unit. Inches. Sorry that I'm facing my board a lot. But hopefully you're following along and you don't need to see my face at every moment. Hopefully you can hear me as well. Okay, so I have a 6, a 9, and a 3. I know that 6 and 3 equals 9. Okay, so I can cross this out and change my equation to 9 plus a 9. So 6 and the 3 make a 9, 9 plus 9. I know, I do, that 9 2 times 9, or 9 plus 9, equals 18. So I have officially solved for the perimeter. 18 inches is the perimeter. All right, I hope that helped.